want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I just got home from work. I actually worked a longer shift today. I worked an 8-hour shift, so I'm pretty tired. Oh my goodness. And I really hope that I'm not getting sick because my throat hurts. Like, it doesn't really hurt. It just feels really dry. If I could speak, like, it's like, it feels like so, like the Sahara Desert right now. And I've been like drinking water all day. And I just really hope it's not like a precursor to getting a cold. Because I just had a cold like, I think like 2 months ago. So I really hope I'm not getting sick. I've been washing my hands a lot more and all of that. So I don't know. I really hope I'm not sick for Saturday because I have plans to go out east with my friends for my friend's birthday, and I'm dying to go because we love to go out east here on the island because all the wineries are out there and it's so beautiful. It's like our own California wine country on Long Island, and we go there like I try to go there at least 2 or 3 times a year because I usually go there with my boyfriend for my birthday, and I also go in there in the fall for my annual girls' wine trip with my 2 friends, and they're the same 2 friends that invited me to go out for her husband's birthday because they actually do that for his birthday. And I think they've invited me for like the past 2 years, and for some reason like I haven't been able to make it. But I was actually supposed to have other plans this coming Saturday, and then those ended up, falling through because my 2 friends weren't available to go. But then my other friend invited me to this, and I was like, I'm 100% going. So I'm like, I would much rather do that anyway. I was dying to go back out there again. So, just my throat hurts. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the Urban Decay pressed powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette today, I decided to go into my Moira palette. I haven't used this in so long. And this is the Moira Always on My Mind Sweet Series palette. I forget which one this was. The Almond Cookie palette. Look at how pretty this is. It is such good quality still. Like, these mattes are just such good quality. They are so pigmented, but they look just like so good on the eyes. The shimmers are a bit hard panned though at this point, but they still perform really well. So I went in with Can't Let Go. Is that the one I used in the crease? No, I used Love Song in the crease. Then I darkened out the crease more with Can't Let Go. And then I used Love and Thoughts on the outer corners. And then for my lid, I used Me and You, which is like this really beautiful yellow gold. And then I just went into It's Fate for the brow bone. And that's all I used from the palette because the shimmers, like, these 2 shimmers aren't really light enough for me to put on my inner corners. Why is there a truck, like, super loud right now? And then for my waterline, I went into the, I really need to clean my room. It's like such a pigsty again. I went into, this is not the right liner. Where is it? I went into the Peach Fuzz one, the cream gel liner from Colourpop, and then I went into my Tarte Tartelette Tubing Mascara yet again for my top lashes, and then the Maybelline Lash Discovery for the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Putty Primer. And then for my foundation, I went into my House Labs foundation. This foundation is still amazing. It looked so good at the end of the day. So much better than this. This is like night and day. This one is so amazing. So this one's the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation in the shade 050 Fair Cool. And then for my concealer, I went into the coinciding concealer, the House Labs, in the shade 01 Fair Neutral. And then I set my under eyes with the Papagraph Labs powder. And then I set my face with the Urban Decay pressed powder. And then for my bronzer, I just went into my House Labs one in the shade Light Level 1. because it's one of my go-tos. I'm trying to hit pan on it at some point, but I think there's like so much product in here. It's probably never going to happen. And then for my blush, I went into my Moira blush. I love this blush for the springtime. And this one's the blush, the highlighter, the eyeshadow palette. All their products are so underrated and they're so fucking good. These actually went viral for a little while. These were actually like what made me interested in the brand, because I actually had never heard of the brand before until I saw these blushes all over Instagram. So this is the signature ombre blusher in the shade 01 Sweet Peach. Love that. And the highlighter is so spectacular. It looked amazing at the end of the day. Like, it was still glowing on my cheeks. And I went in, this is the shade, the Sun Glow Face and Body Highlighter in the shade Sweet Champagne. And it smells so good too. It's just gorgeous on the cheeks. Oh my god, I love it. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray. And then I set my brows with the Colourpop Brow Blush Gel. And then for my lips, I went into the Colourpop Minute Man Lip Liner. And then for my lipstick, I went into the Glam Light and Frosted Flakes collab lipstick in the shade, I don't even know what shade this is. I don't think they even have this available anymore. It's just like a peach shade, but I actually don't know what the shade name is. It's the Frosted Flakes Lip Duo. You know, I actually forgot there was a lip liner. I hope I didn't throw that out, because I got rid of the box finally, because I got rid of so much stuff on my shelf so I could clear it for more books. So I think I put the lip liner in the cup. If I didn't, I might have gotten rid of it. Oops. That was my bad, totally. So that's everything as far as my makeup goes. And as far as a reading update goes, like I said, I am reading The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, which is the Stolen Heir duology in the Cruel Prince world. It's a novel of Elfhame. And I'm on page 156. I read like 60-ish pages today because I think I read like 50 pages at work, 55, and I read like 15 pages this morning. So I guess like 70 pages. I was about to say 17. No, I read 70 pages. And I'm absolutely loving this. I am so happy to be back in this world. Like I said, I had just started it yesterday, but now I'm like a third of the way through. And I love it. I'm loving it. If I need someone to get me out of a reading slump, even though the Inheritance games were so much fun to read, Heartless Hunter was not really my favorite. This is just so freaking good, and I'm obsessed. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, but I always am so overly ambitious. But honestly, her books are just so easy to read. I'm reading this so fast. Like, some books I'm like staring at the words and I'm like, it's not registering. Like, the reading is not the read is not reading, okay? Like the read is not reading, but this, so easy to get through. Like, literally read this so fast. I just like honestly, it's like so easy to like read the whole page, like, because I don't know, it's just the way it's laid out. Even though it's like a bigger book, just the font and the bigger pages are just so easy to read, and I am loving it. So I'm dying to get to Prisoner's Throne. I can't wait. But so far, I've been having such a good time. I feel like this is kind of like Throne of the Fallen for me by Carrie Maniscalco, where even though I loved the Cruel Prince trilogy, I feel like she has evolved quite a lot and gotten a little bit more mature with the writing in this book. And I have a feeling this is going to be a 5-star for me because I'm already loving it. I'm laughing. There's a lot of stuff going on. And it's just like the way that she writes is such an amazing flow that like I said, even the most boring parts of some books, she like beautifully writes them. I don't know how she does it. Just the flow is just so well done. And honestly, when the flow does not stop for me, that's when it's a 5-star. So I think this is going to be a 5-star because I'm obsessed. I'm loving it so much. Like, if you have not read the Cruel Prince trilogy, I highly suggest you do. And then go back to this. I can't believe I waited till the end of the month to read these. I'm like kicking myself that I should have read them in the beginning of the month because I'm loving them. But like, I think I'm finally finding my 5 stars for the month because I was losing a little bit of hope. So I think that these two and then Beach Read, cannot wait to read Beach Read. I think they're all going to be 5-star for me because I knew I wanted to end the month with Beach Read because I actually already purchased Funny Story on my Kindle. Because I'm not buying the hardcover. I'm like, I'm just going to buy the Kindle version and I'm reading that as soon as I'm done with Beach Read. But we're reading Powerful first. Powerful is going to be the first book that I read in May because it's my most anticipated read of the year until Reckless comes out. So by Lauren Roberts, because she wrote Powerless and that was one of my favorite books in the entire year. So I cannot wait to read Powerful, and then we're going to read Funny Story. Those are going to be the first 2 books read in May. They're both purchased on my Kindle, so I'm going to be reading my Kindle for quite a while. And then we'll go back to my physical TBR. Can't wait. Some good books. So yeah, bye! And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray, and then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And then for my lips, I used just a MAC lipstick. If I can get it out of this fucking bag. So I have like 5 million tissues in here from earlier. So I used the shade A Little Tamed, which is like one of the soft matte powder lipsticks. And this is such a good lipstick because it's such a comfy one to use. And I really like using this for like all day because it's such an easy one. That's everything I used as far as my makeup goes. And then as far as a reading update goes, I did finish the Stolen Air book, which is the first book in the Stolen Air duology, and I freaking loved it. I loved that book. 5 out of 5 stars. I finally found a book that I was obsessed with this month. I really haven't read anything that gave me that exhilarating 5-star feeling this month. I mean, As Good as Dead was a really, really good book. But to feel like that high of reading a fantastically written book and going back into the Cruel Prince world, I'm just like, Holly Black just nails it. So I finished that yesterday, and then I started the second one last night, which is The Prisoner's Throne. I only got 45 pages in, and I haven't read anything today because I was out all day at the wineries, but I did listen to my audiobook, but I'm about to read for the next like 2 hours, hopefully, and yeah, we'll see how far we get. I'm planning on finishing this by tomorrow night. I mean, again, I knew I was just going to start it, but I was just too tired last night to read anymore. But I had read like 120 pages of The Stolen Air and like 45 pages of this. So I still kept my reading rate up, but we're going to try and read at least 150 pages tonight. Hopefully get up to page like 200-ish, and then we'll just finish it tomorrow night. So far, it's really good. I just started it. The first one was so good, though, but I have a feeling this is going to be so good as well. I literally can't wait to finish it, and I think it's going to be an amazing conclusion to the Cruel Prince world. I'm just obsessed, and she just knows how to write fantasy, so I literally can't wait. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys, I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I did work today since I called out on Friday. I had to work today, and yesterday just worked out because I just so happened to be off on a Saturday, and that's why we went out to the wineries, and I was so happy. But I am so happy to be home because literally like this Sunday was the only day I had to work this week besides Saturday, and I almost, like this coming Saturday, like I actually have the next 5 days off. Of course, when I could have used like at least one of those days to recover rather than calling out of work. But I told my boss today, and he's like, it's totally fine. Like, I know you never call out. So he just ended up closing for me then. So anyway, I actually used a new collection today, so I will tell you guys what it is in a minute. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the Dior powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette today, I actually tried out the brand new Colourpop Beauty and the Beast palette because I actually got the entire collection. I don't know if I said this on my Everyday Makeup Lookbooks like previously, maybe like a couple days ago, but I decided to purchase the entire collection because you guys know how much of a Disney fan I am, and I had a feeling that Colourpop was going to do a Beauty and the Beast collection at some point, and I think I told you guys that I didn't get the Sigma one because I had a feeling that Colourpop was going to do it soon, and it's funny how they did it. Sorry, I'm holding it backwards. Like a few months after the Sigma one. Like, sometimes that ends up working out with Colourpop. Like, I think Sigma did their... Actually, what's really funny is that Sigma did the Alice palette before Beauty and the Beast. And then Colourpop came out with their Alice collection last year. And then they haven't really had, Colourpop has not really had any classic animated Disney collections in quite a while. And then Sigma came out with their Beauty and the Beast collection, and now Colourpop came out with theirs. So it's just probably the whole licensing with Disney. Like, they just decide which movie they're going to do, like, every year. But I'm just so happy that Colourpop finally did a Beauty and the Beast collection. I could not wait for this one. Look at this packaging. Isn't this so beautiful? There was no way in hell I wasn't getting this palette. But honestly, I really love how they did this collection. I think this is way better executed than the Alice collection was. I liked the Snow White collection, but I think overall this collection is my favorite out of the three that they've done. Because they did Snow White last April, and then they did Beauty and the Beast this April. So I guess they come out with it like every spring. They usually do. So anyway, I actually just went in with one shade from the original Princess Thing palette, just to use as a base. So I just went in with Juju, this pink shade, because I wanted to do a pink look today. So I just went in with that shade. That's the only shade that I used from this palette. And then I went in entirely with this palette after that. So this is the first look that I did. I actually didn't film it, but I'm going to do a first impressions tomorrow. It's really pretty, but honestly, I wish that they would have put maybe like one more blue shade in here or one more pink shade. But I do like the color selection of this palette, probably more so than the Snow White one. But I also feel like you can kind of combine the two palettes, but I also really like how they executed this color story, and also the packaging is so freaking cute. So this was literally like the first full collection from Colourpop that I was interested in this year, because honestly they've just been snooze fest for me. And as soon as I saw this, I'm like, I'm 100% getting it. Like, you know, I love Disney, and you know I love the Colourpop Disney collections. So I have almost every single Disney palette that they've released. The only ones that I don't have is the Disney Villains one, which was like the Misunderstood palette. I never got that one. The Mulan palette and the Haunted Mansion palette I didn't get either. And I feel like there was one other one. I can't remember. Let's just say what my look was, because we'll be here forever. And look at the rose imprint on this one. Isn't it so pretty? I wish they had that on all the matte shades, or maybe like they only have it on 2 of them, but I wish they would have done like some other imprints, but it's so cute that they did that. So I went in with Break the Curse to define the crease, and then I went into West Wing on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I wanted to use like the pinky sparkly shade, obviously, because I wanted to do a pink look today. So I used the shade Forbidden. So that's the first shimmer that I used. And it's really, really pretty. So I like it, but I definitely feel like it was a little bit sheerer than their shades that are formulated like this. I believe it's like one of those sparkling pearlescent glitters, but it was still really pretty. And then for the inner corners, I went into Vivid Imagination, which is a really beautiful metallic shade. So I am going to do a full video on this probably tomorrow, and I'm probably just going to use the neutrals. And I really want to use one of the golds, but I really feel like they didn't have to put both of these gold shades in here. But the metallics still look really pretty. I just love the packaging. I'm such a sucker for their packaging, but I really think they nailed the packaging for this collection. And then I went into Brighter Days from Blend Bunny on the brow bone, and then I went into the Makeup by Mario liner in the shade Brown. And then for my mascara, I just went into the Essence Lash Primer, and then the Tarte Tubing mascara on the top lashes, and then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes, and then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. And then for my foundation and concealer, I just went into my Makeup by Mario foundation and concealer. So this is the Surreal Skin foundation in the shade 1C, and the Makeup by Mario concealer in the shade 120. But I actually skipped makeup twice this past week because Monday was Passover and I just didn't feel like wearing makeup because honestly I wasn't really going anywhere.
So I was like, I don't know. I just don't put on makeup to film anymore. I just don't see the point. And honestly, I'd rather go makeup free sometimes now. But also Friday, since I was sick, I didn't feel like putting on makeup at all that day. So even though I ran a few errands out because I got my nails done, for the wineries, so I got like this chrome metallic shade, and I think it's really pretty. It kind of turned out more orange than I wanted it to be, though. When I saw it in the nail salon, it definitely looked redder, but now it's kind of like an orangey, reddish gold, but it's still really pretty. I really like it. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs powder, and then I set my face with the Dior powder, and then I bronzed with the Gucci bronzer in the shade 01. It's such a beautiful bronzer. And then for my blush and highlight and lipstick, I used everything else from the collection because they came out with 2 blushes, a highlighter, and 2 lipstick sets. And I just got both of the lipstick sets. And they also came out with this adorable lip mask. Look at how cute. I'm so glad they came out with a magic mirror themed one. And look at this. How adorable, right? So cute. But honestly, this scent smells exactly like the rose one that I used to have from Colourpop, I think like a couple of years ago. It's literally the same scent, just in different packaging. But honestly, like, I really like this scent anyway, so it doesn't really bother me that I have another one. And it's just the packaging is so beautiful. Honestly, I don't even want to get rid of this packaging because I love this. And Beauty and the Beast is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. Like, it's in top 5 for me. And Belle's like my second favorite Disney princess. Can I speak? Besides Aurora. Aurora, Jasmine, and Belle are my 3 favorites. So Belle is just a lot of people's favorites for a reason because I love her. And then for my blush, look how cute the packaging is. I went into the blush shade in the shade Mrs. Potts. I'm just really glad that they highlighted some of the Disney characters and not just 1 or 2 of them, like not just the Beast and Belle. I'm glad that they did the Mrs. Potts blush and the chip blush, but I just wish that they had different images on the packaging for both of them because they're both the same, but honestly, it's like both of them that are for the blushes, so it's not really that big of a deal. But this blush is so pretty. You guys know how much I love Colourpop blushes, but this one's actually really nice and pigmented. It's not like too overly pigmented. They always have such a soft, easy formula to build, and I just really, really have always loved their blushes. And I love the rose imprint on the blush. It's just so cute. Really, really nice. And then for the highlight, I went into the Special Guest Super Shock Highlighter. Look how pretty this is. It's so cute. And this is what it looks like. This is actually a really pretty highlighter. It's a little gritty on the skin, but it has a very pretty reflect to it. It has like a pinky gold reflect. It's really, really nice. So I actually really like this too. And I love that it's yellow. Like, I love all the yellow themed packaging. You know, it's also for Lumiere, not just for Belle. And let me see, where is the outer packaging for the highlighter? Look at the outer packaging for the blush, though. I love this. It's so cute. Where's the one for the... Oh, there it is. This is the outer packaging for the eyeshadow palette. So pretty. And then this is the one for the highlighter with Cogsworth and Lumiere. How cute, right? I'm glad that they highlighted Cogsworth and Lumiere too. And then I went in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow to set my brows, and I went in with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray to set my face. And then for my lips, I went into the Colourpop lip liner in the shade Brink, and then I went into one of the lip sets. I went into the Belle lip set, so this is the lipstick and lip gloss duo, and I just went into the lipstick because honestly I wanted to use the gloss, but I didn't really have enough time this morning. Oh, I forgot I have it in my bag because obviously I brought it to work. And this is now my 3rd Belle lipstick that I own because I have the original Belle lipstick from the first It's a Princess Thing collection from the palette that I showed you before, the one that I used just one crease shade in, I have the Belle shade from this original collection. That was the first Disney collection they ever did for Colourpop. And then I also have the Luxe Velvet lipstick from the Midnight Masquerade collection. I have that Belle lipstick. And now I have this one. But they're all different shades, thank God. So this one is called, I'm glad that they named it so cute names. The lipstick is not so odd, and this is the Cream Luxe lipstick finish. This is so beautiful. I love this shade. This might be my favorite pink shade I've ever tried from Colourpop. It has like a purpley base to it, but it's so freaking pretty, and oh my god, it's so comfortable. I love the Luxe lipsticks for a reason. They're so pretty. I'm probably going to display all of this packaging because I have like a lot of the Disney packaging displayed. And then this is the gloss. I should have worn it today, but this gloss is actually really pretty, and it's called Bookworm. I'm a bookworm now, so that's everything that I use as far as my makeup goes. But everything performed really nicely. Like, there wasn't anything that was bad. I mean, obviously, I knew I was going to love the collection, so I was just excited that they finally came out with something that caught my eye. Because I'm like, Colourpop, what are you doing? So that's everything as far as my makeup goes. And as far as a reading update goes, I am still reading The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. I'm on page 173, which honestly is not even that far because I've read like 130 pages since I updated you guys on yesterday. Well, because like I said, I didn't wear makeup on Friday, and Saturday I was at the wineries all day. So I read less than 100 pages of this last night because I was just way too tired to read more. But I'm going to finish it tonight because it's only 7:45, and usually on Sunday nights I just try to finish a book because I always get home earlier on Sundays when I work because we're only open till 6. So I'm going to finish this. And I know I always say that. I'm like, I'm going to finish it tonight. And then I end up finishing it like the next day, like mid-afternoon. But I'm finishing this today or tonight because I need to stick to my schedule to read 14 books. I was hoping to read 15 books this month, but it's going to be 14 because I did not want to overwhelm myself with trying to read 2 more books. So I'm almost done with this one, and then I'm reading Beach Read, and that's going to be my final book for April. So, but this has been fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this duology, and I can't wait to see how it ends. It's so good. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys, I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I did go see my boyfriend today after like not seeing him for like 4 days. I'm feeling slightly better today, definitely better than yesterday. But yeah, I think it was just like a 24-hour flu thing, or maybe like a 24-hour fever along with a cold. I think that's what I had. So just sucks. It's slowly going away. So I primed my eyes with the Colourpop Party Proof Primer, and then I used the Clarins well, actually I didn't use the Clarins Lip Oil. I used the Enchanted Rose Lip Mask from the Colourpop Beauty and the Beast collection. And that's what I used for my lip mask, or like to prep my lips today. And then I set my eyes with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette, again, I wanted to go into the Colourpop Beauty and the Beast palette because I wanted to use it again. And I actually filmed my first impressions video on it today. I mean, granted, I did try the highlighter already, and I did try the palette. I mostly used shades that I hadn't used yet. The only one that I used again was this brown shade. So, but that's going to be like the one shade that adds depth and dimension anyway. So I did film with this palette today, finally. So I went in with Kind Hearted in the crease. I darkened up the crease more with Beast, and then I used West Wing on the outer corners. And then for the lid, since I was wearing a blue shirt today, I decided to go into the blue shimmer, which is called Book Lover. It's very pretty, but honestly, this kind of had trouble sticking to my glitter primer, so I wasn't really 100% like loving that. And this one was pretty sheer yesterday. So, but the mattes performed pretty easily, very blendable. I just feel like these shimmers are very light compared to other Colourpop palettes that I've used in the past. Like, I remember some of the shimmers that were in the Disney collections were some of the best shimmers you could get from Colourpop, period. Because some of those shimmers are so metallic and so pigmented and so opaque on the lid. So, but this was pretty, but this shade actually reminds me of the blue shimmer that's in the Alice in Wonderland palette. So I'm going to have to compare the two to see how similar they are. Because I actually prefer the blue shimmer that's in that palette over this one. And I actually think that the shimmers in that palette are more metallic and opaque than the ones in this one. But it still performs as a good everyday palette. So you're just not going to get anything like super groundbreaking from this palette. But I still really like it. I like this color story a hell of a lot more than the Alice in Wonderland one. So, and then I went into Inner Beauty on the inner corners. I was going to Inner Beauty on the inner corners. I didn't even realize that till now. I wanted to use this one on my lid, but I was like, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different and add like a colorful shimmer on the lid because I didn't want to do just a neutral look for the first impressions video. And I still really like how it performed. And then I just went into Brighter Days from Blend Money on the brow bone. And then I did add a little pop of blue on the waterline. And I used the Colourpop gel liner in the shade Prance. And then for my mascara, I went into the Essence Lash Primer. And then I went into the Colourpop Act Natural mascara. Sorry, I'm just answering a text. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It spray and the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. Sorry, I'm just tired. I'm like blanking. And then for my tinted moisturizer, I hadn't used this in like a few days, so like I really needed to go into it again, and I freaking love this still so much. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. I've been obsessed with this since I picked it up from the Sephora sale, and this is the shade Light 1. It's just so gorgeous on the skin. This might be my all-time favorite tinted moisturizer. It's just stunning. It looks so skin-like. I absolutely love it. And then for my concealer, I've been really loving this concealer too. I went into the Kulfi concealer in the shade Bad Bottom. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs. Well, actually no, with the House Labs powder. And then I set my face with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh powder. And then for my bronzer, I just went into my Colourpop Alviva Beach bronzer. And then for the rest of my look, I went into the rest of the Beauty and the Beast products that I didn't try yet. So I went into the other blush that it's in the collection, which is called Chip. And this one actually looks like it's such cute packaging. Like, look how cute with Chip's cup. It's just adorable. And I thought that this was actually going to be really dark on my skin because I thought this would be better for like darker skin tones. But when you put it on, it actually applies beautifully and it's not like too overly dark. But I think that you could build this up for it to show up on deeper skin tones. But it showed up really warmly and beautifully on my skin. I actually think that the blushes and the highlighter and the lip duos I like more than the eyeshadow palette. I think that these blushes performed really beautifully. And I actually think that my favorite thing from the collection is the highlighter. But this is really, really pretty on the skin as well. But it's not like it's a groundbreaking shade, but it does perform really well. I've always loved Colourpop's blushes. I have like a gajillion of their blushes at this point. And then for the highlighter, like I said, I just went into the Special Guest highlighter with Cogsworth and Lumiere on the cover. I just freaking love it. And the reason why this highlighter is so freaking stunning, I mean, I did use it yesterday, but I didn't really have time to actually look at how this reflects on your cheeks. It actually reflects the marble kind of shimmer shades on your cheeks. Like, it actually reflects pink and yellow and like this bronzy color. And it's like a beautiful blend of all three colors. And you can actually see it like catch the light in the different like shades. It's beautiful. I hope you guys can see it in the in like the video of me showing you guys the look. But I'm just pulling up when I used it yesterday. You can actually see it reflect like the pink and gold. You're not really going to see it in this video, but you'll see it in the clip yesterday that I talk about my makeup look, since I used it for the first time yesterday, and it's stunning. So this highlighter, I wasn't sure how it was going to be, because sometimes these highlighters are like, they either can be really stunning or they aren't really that pigmented, but the past ones that I've tried in this format and packaging have been really beautiful. So really, really nice as well. I thought it was going to be super gritty and glittery, but it's not. It's really, really pretty on the skin. And then I set my face with the Do It spray, and then I set my brows with the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel. And then for my lips, I went into the Beauty and the Beast Lip Duo, and this one is the Beast Duo, and this is the Break the Spell Duo. And I actually went in with the lipstick and topped it off with the gloss. So the lipstick is called Last Petal. I love the yellow packaging. I love this plastic packaging. I think it's really cute. And I actually didn't put this on like full opacity. I just dabbed it on and then I just sheared it out with my fingers, because it's actually pretty dark and I didn't want it to be that dark today. I was actually thinking about just going in with the gloss, but I'm like, no, I really want to try the lipstick as well. So I just like put on a tiny bit, and then I just went like this with my lips to shear it out, and it looked really pretty that way. So it looked more of like a regular everyday nude lipstick rather than like a deep brown, because I didn't want it to be too dark for today. And then for my gloss, I went into the one in the collection in this lip duo, and this one is Kind and Gentle. This is such a nice gloss. It's just a really pretty, like, it's not like too brown. It just reflects really beautifully. I really, really liked this combination. I think that the other products in this collection are actually better than the actual eyeshadow palette, but I'm actually glad that they came out with more than just eye products and lip products in this collection. I think they did a really good job with the selection of products that they did, and I'm so glad that they did a highlighter, and this lip mask is so adorable. I just think all the products are so cute, and the two blushes, they just really did a great job. The only thing I wish that they would have done is come out with 3 cream gel liners, and they could have done one for Gaston, one for Lumiere, and one for Cogsworth, because I was kind of hoping that they would highlight them a little bit more, but I'm just glad that they highlighted a few of the characters and didn't like leave them out like they did in Alice in Wonderland collection. Like they kind of did with the like eyeshadow sticks, but I think that this was a better executed collection than the Alice collection. But that's why the blushes sold out in the Alice collection, and actually nothing has sold out in the Beauty and the Beast collection yet, but I don't care. I think it's adorable. And I'm just so happy they came out with this. Like, this makes my heart so happy. I'm so excited to own these products, because y'all know how much I love Disney. So anyway, that's what I did for my makeup today. And then as far as my makeup goes, and then as far as a reading update goes, I did finish The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black last night. I just binged it. And I finished it in like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 possibly. I started reading at like 8:30 at night and I finished at midnight. But I Actually, I didn't take any breaks in between, but I had like almost 200 pages to read last night. So 3.5 hours is not a long amount of time, especially for me. And I really, really liked this one. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was still a really, really good conclusion to the Cruel Prince series, and I can't believe that I've actually finished that series. So now I've actually finished 3 series this month, or I finished a trilogy. I finished the Inheritance Games series that's actually being continued later this year, but I read all the books that were out before the other 2 books come out later this year. And I also just finished the Cruel Prince world and finished the Stolen Heir duology. But I loved Stolen Heir. I just really loved it. I don't know. There was just something about Stolen Heir that just I really loved more than Prisoner's Throne. But Prisoner's Throne, again, was really, really good. I did shed some tears. I did. It was still really great. So I loved it again, but Stolen Heir was just 5 out of 5 stars for me. I just loved it. So out of the whole Cruel Prince world and series, Queen of Nothing and Stolen Heir were my 2 5-star reads. They're all such spectacular books. But I would actually say that I think that Prisoner's Throne was my least favorite one out of all of them. It was still really good, but I was expecting just a little bit more, but I still loved it. It's still such a great series, and I would still highly recommend it. But my ranking would probably be Queen of Nothing is still number 1. Then I would say Wicked King. I really loved the first one, though. I would say probably Queen of Nothing, then Stolen Heir, because Stolen Heir is 5-star for me. Those are my 5-star rating 5-star books in the series. Can I speak? And then number 3, I think it would have to be Cruel Prince, and then Wicked King, and then Prisoner's Throne. I don't know. I still loved all of them, though. So anyway, then I told you guys I was going to start Beach Read by Emily Henry last night, and I actually got up to page 80. Yeah, 82. So I read like 70-something pages before I saw my boyfriend today. So I'm just going to read for the rest of the night. I'm going to try and get through as much as possible. I'm going to get through probably to page 200 at least, or again, read as much as I possibly can. But I think I'm going to be able to finish this either if I binge it tonight or I'll finish it tomorrow afternoon. Because I'm actually going to have quite a bit of time to read tomorrow before I go out. Because I'm actually going to see the new Henry Cavill movie with my best friend. And we're just going to do that tomorrow. But we're not going until like 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have quite a bit of time to finish this book tomorrow afternoon. But I'm loving it. Like, I don't want to put this down. I want to read this as fast as possible because I'm loving it. And I can see the similarities between this book and Book Lovers. So I'm going to talk all about that when I talk about all the books that I read in April. And I'm just going to talk about it in my April reading wrap-up. I'm not going to bend your ear about it. But I can see why people love this book so much. Emily Henry I think that this is going to be my other 5-star for April. So I only had 3 5-star reads this month. If Beach Read is going to be a 5-star, I think that Beach Read does all the things that Book Lovers did a little better. Because Beach Read was out before Book Lovers, and I can see the similarities between the two. But I think the way that she introduces the characters in this book is not as coincidental as it was in Book Lovers, and it's kind of more like unexpected, and it's just so good so far. It's so funny. Some of the things that she says is hysterical. So yeah, I'm loving it, and I'm hoping that I finish it because guess what I want to read tomorrow night? Powerful by Lauren Roberts comes out tomorrow, and if I'm going to finish Beach Read tomorrow afternoon, then I'm just going to read Powerful tomorrow night. But honestly, like, I'm trying to finish Beach Read tonight because I don't want that hanging over my head to finish it. And then I can finish another book in April, and then I can just read Powerful tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to finish Powerful tomorrow, but that would be great for me to finish Powerful because then I will get 15 books read. But that means I would have to finish Beach Read tonight and finish Powerful all in one day. But I don't know if I really want to finish Powerful in one day because then I'm going to be upset that I have to wait for Reckless in July. So this clip is way too long. Goodbye. But yeah, I can't wait for Powerful to hit my Kindle soon. So yeah, bye. Okay, so hi there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. So I told you guys that I went to go see the Ministry of Gentlemanly Warfare with Henry Cavill with my best friend, and it was actually really good. And then we just went to Target afterwards. Like, we usually meet for food at the theater that's close to both of us, and then we go to the movie, and then we just usually go to Target afterwards. But I didn't find any books I wanted to get at Target, so I'm just gonna keep on getting through my physical TBR that I have right now and all the books that I have to read right now. So I don't need any new books when I just want to read the ones that I have right now. So I primed my eyes. Excuse me. I'm still getting over this sickness. I feel better than I did. I've just been feeling really out of breath lately. And actually, like, halfway into us being at Target, like, I started feeling really out of breath. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because I'm sick. I honestly think it's either some form of COVID or maybe it's like a minor flu. I don't know. But I felt so shitty on Thursday and Friday. Today, I don't feel as bad, but I feel very out of breath still. So I don't know what's going on. So I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Enchanted Rose lip oil again from the Beauty and the Beast collection from Colourpop, and then I set my eyes with the Urban Decay pressed powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette today, I used the Beauty and the Beast palette again by Colourpop because I really wanted to use it again. And I went in with the yellow shade finally. These shades definitely do have quite a lot of kick up, but I think I've used all the mattes now. But I really wanted to do the yellow and the pink shade today because I wore my Winnie the Pooh shirt, which I actually don't remember where I got that shirt. I think it was from the Disney store when they were still open. Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. So I actually got that shirt from the Disney store, and it's actually really cute. I just didn't want to wear anything too crazy. I wanted to be comfy, so I went in with Ballroom Dance in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Break the Curse, and then I used Dinner Invite on the outer corners, and then for the lid, I went into Belle, and then did I say inner corners? Whatever. And then I went into Vivid Imagination on the inner corners. I don't think I actually put a brow bone highlight on. I kept on forgetting. So I actually think that completely slipped my mind. So that's everything I used from the palette. This shade actually showed up really nicely on the outer corners, but again, it definitely had a lot of kick up, but it was still pretty. I seem to have quite a bit of trouble getting these shimmers to adhere to the lid though. Like, every time I use them, it's very hard to get them to lay evenly on my lid when I apply them, but they don't like wear off as easily as some of the other looks that I've done lately. So I don't know what it is. I just feel like I suck at eyeshadow at this point, that I can't get anything to last anymore on my eyes. So I'm not sure if I'm using this tomorrow. I honestly don't even know what my plans are tomorrow at this point because there's some shit going on. So I'm not really sure what is in my eye. And then for my liner, I went into the Colourpop gel liner in the shade Two Can Do It, and then I went into the Essence Lash Primer, and then I used the Tarte Tartelette Tubing Mascara, and then I used the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I might just clean my room tomorrow, because honestly, I've been wanting to clean this room for so long, and I might vacuum. I might organize literally everything that needs to be organized, dust everything that needs to be dusted. I'm just so over this room being a pigsty, so yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I need to. And then for my foundation and concealer, I used the Glossier foundation in the shade Very Light. I definitely like this one. Oh, I have to return this tomorrow, so I might go and return this to Sephora. And the Glossier performs way better than the Glossier one. And then for my concealer, I went into the Urban Decay Naked Quickie Concealer in the shade 10NN, and then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs powder, and then I set my face with the Urban Decay powder. And then for my bronzer, I actually went into the NYX Matte Bronzer in the shade Medium. And then for my blush, I went into the Colourpop Pressed Powder Blush in the shade Mrs. Potts, because I wanted to use the pink shade today. And then for my highlight, I actually just went into the same highlighter I used for the past 2 days, which is the one from the Beauty and the Beast collection. I'm so obsessed with it that I just decided to use it yet again. So you guys have seen this like twice already, so I'm not going to open it up again. It's just beautiful on the skin, and I just didn't feel like using anything else. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray, and then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And then for my lips, I went into the Colourpop Belle lipstick, the pink one in the shade, I feel like the name is already worn off. But I went into the lipstick and the gloss, and they are both so beautiful together. These glosses in this collection are so stunning. I just really, really like the other products in this collection a ton. The lipstick is called Not So Odd, and the gloss is called Bookworm. And this is such a beautiful gloss. It's so pretty on the lips. I might just wear it by itself tomorrow, depending on what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, that's it. So that's everything that I used as far as my makeup goes. And then as far as a reading update goes, I did not finish Beach Read last night, because as soon as I got into bed to read, I ended up falling asleep. And I only read I still got halfway through it yesterday, which was my goal, was to get halfway through, and then I'm just going to finish it tonight. I'm on page 286 now. I think when I made my entry yesterday, I was on page 85, so I've read 200 pages since then, so, and it's only another 70 pages, so I'm definitely gonna finish it right now. I'm just gonna go read. So, yeah. And after that, I'm just going to watch Desperate Housewives. And then I cannot wait to read Powerful tomorrow. So, and also, I don't believe in the bullshit that just because I finish it the night of April 30th, that means I technically finished it May 1st. No, I still finished it in April, because the next day for me isn't until I wake up the next day. So it's still April 30th for me. I had a feeling I wasn't going to be able to finish it till tonight anyway. I was trying to finish it during the day today, but I read 100 pages during the day today because I had to do some other stuff like laundry. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna finish it. So bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for today. I just like literally ran 2 errands today and that's all I did. I just went to pick up my pants that I needed dry cleaned last week. And I went to get a car wash, and that's what I did today. And I talked to a bunch of my friends. So I haven't even gotten to sit down and read today. And I was actually going to clean when I got home, but then one of my sister's friends surprised us and stopped by. And we ended up talking to him for like an hour and a half because we haven't seen him since like Thanksgiving. He was like a family friend that grew up here, and we went to high school with him and everything. So it was actually really sweet of him to stop by. So I primed my eyes with the Colourpop Party Proof Primer, and then I used the Clarins Lip Oil, and then I set my eyes with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette, I went into the Colourpop Beauty and the Beast palette again. And I just did like a super natural look with it because I also filmed my April reading wrap up today. So I went into Kind Hearted in the crease. Then I darkened out the crease more with Beast. And then I used West Wing on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I wanted to go into Curious Mind. Really, really beautiful metallic shade. And then for my inner corners, I went into Inner Beauty again. So now I think the only 2 shades I have to use is this shade and Vivid Imagination. I've used the other 4. I actually think that this shade has been the one that stuck the best to my lid so far. So that's good. And then I just used Brighter Days from Blend Bunny on the brow bone. And then I just went into the Makeup by Mario liner in the shade Brown. And then I just used the Essence Lash Primer, and I went into the Colourpop Act Natural Mascara. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes. And then I primed my face with the Do It Spray and the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. And then for my foundation and concealer, I just went into my favorite combo that you guys know I love. The Beauty Blender Bound Skin Tint in the shade Light 1. And the Kulfi Concealer in the shade Bad Badum. And then I set my under eyes with the House Labs powder. And then I set my face with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh powder. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Colourpop Alviva Beach bronzer. And then for my blush, I went into the Chip blush from the Beauty and the Beast collection again for the second time. This is such a pretty blush. And then for my highlight, I just went into Cindy Grace's highlighter right here because I wanted to use a bit of a different highlighter today because I've used the Beauty and the Beast one like the past 3 days in a row. So I went into the shade Golden Wonder, and then I set my face with the Do It Spray, and then I set my brows with the Colourpop Brow Blush Gel. And then for my lips, I just went into my NYX Fat Lip Oil Clips, a Slick Click. I should have went into the Beauty and the Beast gloss though, but I did just use that like 2 days ago. I don't know, I just wanted to go in with something lighter. I was going to use the Tower 28 one, but I couldn't find it at the time because I dropped it when I was getting ready. So I went into the Click Stick in the shade Link in my bio. So that's it. That's everything I used today. As far as a reading update goes, I did finish Beach Read last night, and I freaking love this book. I finally found my favorite book of the month, literally the last day of April. I loved this so much. It deserves all the hype that I got, and it's 5 out of 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved this book so much. It's beautifully written, fantastic, love it. And then, like I said, when I finished that, I started Powerful this afternoon. Well, actually this morning. I'm only on page 43 though, but I think I'm going to just binge it for the next couple of hours because I want to read as much as I can tonight because I'm not going anywhere. So we're just going to read. And so far, I'm liking it. I am just getting very annoyed that she's already mentioning sticky buns way too much, and it's honestly getting to be overkill already. Then I'm like, I'm getting really annoyed by it. I know that that was a big theme in the first book, but I'm like, girl, we need to use some other food references besides sticky buns. So yeah. But so far I'm really liking it. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey there guys. I want to tell you guys about my makeup look for yesterday. I feel like every single look that I have said my makeup look in this video, I haven't had my makeup on at the time because I have either I think the only one that I had my makeup on was on Wednesday because that was the only day that I was home that night. So, but I was out with one of my best friends last night, and I just love him to pieces. He's like one of my favorite people in the whole world. And we went to like this amazing Italian restaurant in my town. It was fucking delicious. I want to take my parents there because like their food was absolutely amazing. And I also want to take my other best friend that I'm seeing tonight. I want to take him there too. Their food was so fucking spectacular. Like chef's kiss, like it's like that kind of food that you eat and you're just like oh my god, this is so fucking good that it's like almost like just an outer body experience on how good that food was. Like, holy crap. The chef is from Italy and he makes like authentic, fresh, homemade, in-house pasta. It was fucking delicious. I'm so glad that we went there. And I'm so glad that I found this place because I've never actually been there before. They've been there for like a pretty long, like at least a few years. And I was like, I've actually never been here before. I was like, this was fucking delicious. So it was amazing. I loved it. And then we went back to my car and decided we would go to get another drink at a bar near me instead of, because like even though it is my town, it's not exactly really close to my house. Like it's still like 10 to almost 15 minutes away. So I was like, since it's like almost 9 o'clock already, I was like, let's just go back to my area so we're already close to my house and we can just drink over there. Because I'd rather just do that rather than stay in hunting the village that's in my town for another like 2 hours because I knew we were going to talk about a lot of stuff. So anyway, so I primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and then I used the Clarins lip oil, and then I set my eyes with the Dior powder. And then for my eyeshadow palette, I just went back into the Colourpop Beauty and the Beast palette yet again. So I think I've used it like 5 days in a row at this point. So I think the only shade that I need to use is Vivid Imagination, but I don't think I'm going to use it today. I think I'm going to use a different palette today. But I might use this on Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I'm actually going to Philly with my mom and my brother on Sunday for my aunt's, for my cousin's, like, baby thing. I don't even know what it is. It's not a baby naming because the baby was already born and they already named the baby before. So I'm not really sure what it's for. But my mom said we're going to go to Philly for the afternoon, but we have to get up, like, really early. And y'all know I'm not the best morning person, and I barely get enough sleep as it is. So, and I have to work tomorrow, but that's a whole nother thing. Let me just tell you guys after I tell you guys my makeup look. So, I went in with Ballroom Dance in the crease, then I darkened out the crease more with Beast, and then I used West Wing on the outer corners, and then for the lid, I finally went into the gold, which is Inner Beauty. This was a really nice shade too. So far, like the more neutral shades have been easier to apply to the lid. So was this one. It was just this blue one and the like more shimmery, glittery one. They didn't really adhere to my lid as easily as the other ones did. But so far, I really have been enjoying my time with this palette. I think it's really nice, and I think that they did, again, a really good job with this color story. I just wish there could have been a little bit more shades in here that weren't like these browns, but at the same time, you kind of need these grounding shades. For me, anyway, if you want to do a more neutral look, I do think that the color selection was better in this palette than it was in the Snow White one. I'm probably going to try and film like another updated like Disney palettes countdown of what my favorite Disney palettes from Colourpop are and what are my least favorites, but I do really like this one. So, and then for the inner corners, I went in with Belle. I'm just so happy that they finally did this collection. It's just so pretty. And then I went into the Makeup by Mario liner in the shade brown, and then I just went in with my Essence Lash Primer. And then for my mascara, I just went into the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because I've been using the Tarte one like so much. I'm like, I want to use something different. I don't want to use the same mascara 5 million times. It's just like so easy to find because it's like literally right on top. And then I went into the Maybelline Lash Discovery on the bottom lashes, and then I primed my face with the Do It spray and the e.l.f. Liquid Putty Primer. And then for my foundation and concealer, I just went back into my House Labs foundation and concealer. I just love these so much. I want to use them as much as I can. And it just always looks so beautiful on my skin. I went into the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Why did that reminder scare me? In the shade 050 Fair Cool. And then I went into the House Labs concealer in the shade 01 Fair Neutral. And then I set my under eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs powder, and then I set my face with the Dior powder. And then for my bronzer, I went into my Gucci bronzer because I just, when I go out and stuff, I do like to use this bronzer, and I love it so much. And then for my blush, I just went back into one of the blushes from the Beauty and the Beast collection. I've just been obsessed with these. They're just so beautiful on the face, so I just went back into Chip again. I think I'm going to try and use different stuff today. I just, wanted to use these products as much as I could to give you guys a review, and so far I really love everything. And then for my highlight, I didn't want to use the Beauty and the Beast highlighter again, so I went into the Fenty Beauty one, which I got at the Sephora sale. It's still a really pretty highlighter. So this is the light diffusing highlighter in the shade Prosecco, and it's still really pretty on the skin, so I'm glad that I used this again. And then I set my face with the Milk Makeup Setting Spray, and then I set my brows with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And then for my lips, I actually went into, I went into the Colourpop liner in the shade BFF2 or 1. I don't remember which one it is. It's the BFF one, the one that everybody loves. And then for my lipstick, I just went into the Beauty and the Beast lippy. Forget which color this is. Last Petal. And this is the one that I used like fully this time, because the first time I used it, I just dabbed it on and put the gloss over it, but this time I actually used it fully. And oh my god, this shade is so pretty. It's actually not as dark as I thought it was. It's like such a pretty, like more brown tone neutral, but it's not like that super chocolatey brown or like a super warm brown. It's like more of a like neutral undertone of a darker brown, and it's so fucking pretty on the lips. So yeah, I really have been enjoying this collection a lot. So that as far as my makeup look goes, and then as far as a reading update goes, I did finish Powerful by Lauren Roberts yesterday. I really, really liked it. I really loved it the last like 30 pages. I really did enjoy it. I really liked it. I gave it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I still cannot wait for Reckless. I'm so excited to read that. And she actually gave us another preview of it at the end of this. But I feel like I don't want to read those previews yet. I did read the preview at the end of Powerless when I finished Powerless earlier. Earlier this year. But the reason why Powerless was a 5-star for me, one, it's a longer book because this is just like a Powerless story. So it's like 220 pages. But I feel like something like that could have it's like a good enough length to make it like a full good, story. The only thing is that like I didn't really feel like this story was that fantasy, really. I think that one of the reviews that I saw about Powerless was from another YouTuber I watch. I forget her name, but basically she was saying like she didn't really like Powerless at all because it didn't really have enough fantasy for her in that. And all it was like these two, Kai and Peyton, talking and flirting and bantering with each other. But I loved Powerless because their banter was hysterical. And also, like, I do think it had much more of an underlying theme of fantasy, but it was more so concentrated on the romance of Kai and Peyton. But I just loved, like, Peyton's character progression, and Peyton became, like, one of my favorite female fantasy characters, like, just under Feyre. Like, she's one of my all-time favorites. So, but like when I was gonna read this, I really loved Adina as well in Powerless, and it's not like I didn't enjoy her story. I really liked it a lot. But the reviewer that I'm talking about pointed out in Powerless that all they talk about is sticky buns, and like that's like Peyton and Adina's like thing that has bonded them from the beginning, and they're pretty much sisters, like living in a freaking shack. Um, but I didn't think it was overused in Powerless. It was just like a little cute thing that would, like, as soon as, you know, things were getting upsetting or something happened to a character, they would like go back and like she would kind of ground you by like mentioning the sticky buns again, so it wasn't like annoying to me. But in this one, she overused that thing of sticky buns, so overused the word so much in the first like 50 to actually almost the first 100 pages. She would say it like every other page, like they're like, well, you like, you know, and it's just like a little bit too much at that point. I was actually seriously getting annoyed. I'm like, is this all gonna be about sticky buns? And then like she really just changes here. I definitely did cry at the end because basically everybody is saying the same thing, is that they know what happens at the end, but they still cried their eyes out. And I was the same way, because the way that Lauren Roberts writes writes what happens to Adina at the end is so beautiful. And I'm like, that's why like the beginning of the book was a little bit annoying, because I know that Lauren Roberts is a great writer. So that was just a little annoying, but the rest of it was really, really good. I also really enjoyed Adina's encounter with the king, because we didn't get that in Powerless. We never knew that Adina had an interaction with the king, and this is what led up to the events of what happened in Powerless and Powerful, but this was from Adina's point of view instead of Peyton's. Oh, and it was so good at the end. Oh my god, the ending was fantastic. But, like, that's just the reason why it wasn't quite a 5-star for me, but it was still really good. So, after I finished that, I started Abby Jimenez's Part of Your World. I know that I said that I was actually going to read a funny story after I finished Powerful, but this is the thing. One, I really have been dying to get to an Abby Jimenez book because I haven't read any of her books yet. So I really wanted to read this next. But also, I wanted to read one physical book before Sunday and not exactly start Funny Story yet, because I want Funny Story to read on the train when we go to Philly on Sunday. And I'm not going to bring a physical book with me because that'll be a pain in the ass. I'm just going to bring my Kindle. And then that way I will have something to read on the train, because I think it's like a 2-hour train ride. So that's 2 hours of reading time for me. So I thought that that was a better choice. So I'm still going to read it next, but I figured that I could, you know, work in one physical book, and hopefully I finish this by tomorrow night. I'm only on page 43, so I'm going to read a good chunk of it right now for like an hour. And then I'll probably be past 100 at that point, and then we'll see where I get to tonight. And then hopefully I can finish it tomorrow night before I read Funny Story on Sunday. But yeah, so far I really have been enjoying this, and I'm really happy that I decided to read this next because it's just so cute so far. But, like, I really just love the way that she writes already. Like, I can understand why people like her, because it's not, you feel like you're not reading a romance. You just feel like you're reading about two real people. Like I would already like kind of compare her writing to Emily Henry, that it's like that kind of writing, that you fall in love with these characters and not exactly like the romance. Sometimes like the romance is a big part of the books, but it's more so you fall in love with the characters and the people and their story. And just the romance is like a bonus of them being together, you know? And I think that that's the kind of romance books that I love the most. Is that it doesn't really have to be too much about romance, but it still has to be an overall theme in the book. But that doesn't mean they have to be kissing or, you know, making out or going on dates all the time. It's their relationship and the way that they talk to each other. I think it's like the whole like communication thing for me that's like really important when I read a romance book. So yeah, so far I really am enjoying this. And I can't wait to see how much I can get through. So yeah, that's it. Bye.